Hello, Tanking Gamers. We are back after a bit of a extended break. More on that later. So let us not forget our duties and say the Tinker's Prayer. Dear Tink Jeebus, grant us the strength to accept things we cannot change, for wargaming maketh the rules, and wargaming breaketh the rules. Now, first things first, there's going to be no game audio for this clip. And this is just going to be a collection of random matches from the Awaken Mode. Mostly because you'll see shortly here, I forgot to turn off my microphone while playing this match, and shortly I'll be saying some very non-PG-13 friendly or appropriate things. So yes, no audio for this one. But what do I think the Awaken Mode needs? Let's get right to the meat and potatoes of that, and then we'll digress into personal whatevers and complaints and issues and what have yous. Well, I think because the game has shifted, well, at least in some areas, the rating of this game has dropped to a more younger audience. I've been thinking, with the inclusion of Van Helsing, or a wargaming facsimile of him, and this whole Monster Hunter thing, that it's time to bring in the clowns. And before anyone has any notions of killer clowns from outer space, or Killjoy, or Pennywise, no. When I say we're talking about monsters, we're talking about helpers, and saviors, and friends of people. So, we will need perhaps a more appropriately suitable clown, a more friendly clown. So, there it is. Like and subscribe, and then we're done. No. And when I say friendly clown, okay, I'm thinking more of big comfy couch, okay? Floppy feet, big nose, friendly smile, nothing scary, nothing dramatic, and nothing too fetishized, okay? As we know, there was some of us, no shaming, but some may find certain aesthetics of clown appealing, and we have to be careful of that, because the game has gotten lower ratings, and wargaming, Modern Armor Division here, those boys in Chicago, accidentally, well, maybe they tested the more mature audience's waters, I should say, and well, there's that one Gladiatrix commander, Leanna? Yeah. This is what I mean, well, we can't fetishize, because she's too delicious. Like, no. We want the curves, but not those curves, okay? So, more PG, less 90s action Cinemax film. Rest in peace, Julie Strain. So yeah, clowns. Smiling, happy, beating back the monsters, and yeah, there you go. Get those 5 kids who like the tanks. But, so, there. That's what I think Awaken Mode needs. Now, let's get on to kind of the issue at present with this game. Well, it's 2 problems. And it all started with the Awaken Mode. And speaking of Van Helsing, the Munsterjäger. Alright, that was an okay tank. It was tolerable. It had weaknesses and it was big. But it was a tank destroyer, so its concealment was a pain in the ass, and the HE rockets were frustrating. I could live with it. Then, a few weeks later, the Weissel MK1 prototype gets released, and suddenly, hello, flashbacks to the Armadillo. Wow. It was like, concealment's all wrong, speed is still all wrong. Yeah, it runs out of ammo, but when it actually goes and moves in herds, you know, those little Weissel herds, or it has, you know, teammates with ATGMs at the acceptable distance for ATGM harming. Yeah, it's really good at either setting up a tank for demolition or for finishing off a tank. It's that combo was a bit much. Too soon. Way too soon. So it was really so appreciative because, oh yeah, the Leclerc line also was on track for the inception of the Monsjaeger, which that's a lightly armored medium tank once you get to air too. Thankfully it's got some angles which help, but it was got that first bit of like, I'm being served up as cannon fodder for the Monsjaeger, because it was everywhere. It was the new hotness, and then the Weissel MK1 prototype came along, and holy Christ. Oh man, just getting set on fire, module damage up the yin-yang. Didn't know some shots at the right angle spin, but so many were bounced, but so many went through. It was just miserable to be medium tank in Era 2. And I was grinding that and still working on the T80B finally, sort of. But that was still miserable. Like, wow. What were they thinking? Oh yeah, you know what I'm gonna need? If we're gonna be bitching here, we need some daddy juice. So that really tired me out. Basically just been playing the past couple weeks. Oh, who's enjoying the new commander for Veterans Day? Sadly, I was like, oh my god, yeah, my cousin who was in cavalry, he dresses like that. Sadly, it reflects none of the other nations. Good going, more gaming, but it was free with some unique customization. Sadly, kind of wish there was more to it, like maybe donating to a veterans fund to help veterans who actually did suffer amputation and needs help with that, but no. So yeah, Wargaming kind of burned me out on the game, and it was like, this was, and now, I thought they were supposed to be celebration tanks, but I guess I was wrong. I don't know what the celebration tanks are going to be, I guess. I thought I did from the previous, Tank Fest stream, but no, the Avenger that will be coming next week. The first of the AA tanks, vehicles, whatever you're gonna call them, coming in next week, along with the Vigilante. That's kind of interesting. Despite the, well, there's just word salad, but the Avenger. It's got the Brut gun. It's got the cannon from, why am I blanking? Oh my god, the Warthog. A10 Warthog, jeez. But here's the thing. Like, the Weissel, like, all the autocannons are somewhere between, in Air 2, 100 for, like, the BMP2, 174, I think, for the Weissel and a Martyr. And, okay. I'm assuming they had to balance the extreme high rate of fire because this, for the Avenger, only has 92 penetration on the standard rounds. Which is weird, because it's what they used on the Warhog to use for anti-tank. With 92 pen. I'm assuming, I will, okay, you gotta balance out the whole, it's gonna dump a huge amount of rounds very quickly and then overheat. Oh, there's an overheat mechanic now. Yay! Something I know some have been like, yeah, the autocannons just in general should have an overheat mechanic, but no. I'm kind of like, I know some people are like, oh, another OP tank. It's based off a freaking M48 patent. The early versions of the M60. It's going to be a fat medium. ATGMs are going to love it. It will be slow, with a top speed, starting out, of 56.3 kilometers per hour. Gotta have the point in there. You can get to 60. Barely adequate for Era 2, but it'll be reasonably priced. What is that? Only 7,000. Base is gonna be. Oh, I can't. But it'll be acceptably priced. But I'm like, maybe I'll get it. Although it's Era 2 now, and that is just the Visel. Again, the Visel. They learn nothing. Oh, they've nerfed the concealment, but again, I think concealment in general needs to be readdressed for light tanks and tank destroyers. In Cold War. Oh man. Thank God they learned to play it safe for Metal Fest. But now, I don't know. They made some missteps. Kind of like Helldivers 2. If you're interested in my thoughts on the DSS and the current state of Helldivers 2, put in HD2 in comments, besides just liking and subscribing, while also giving your opinion on the current state of Era 2, and if you're a World War II player just randomly still here, let me know what you think of the Vigilante. I don't want that tier 10. I still don't care if that thing's OP. I am not going near tier 10. If it's not an OP tank destroyer being sold, I still say why bother. It'll be yeah, sorry about the Grom and not having the deep rifle barrel. That was the other thing. Yeah, Wargaming, they pulled things modern armor. Again, like I've said before, those boys in Chicago got to do it their way. Okay? So, yeah. Again, not too surprising. Kind of shocked that they kind of went from one, barely balanced tank destroyer for Era 2 to being, oh my god, they released a broken tank into Era 2. And once again, we cry out, where were the testers? Where's the quality testers? Where's the quality QA? And all that. Maybe again, they need a super test server for us to test these tanks out. Let the freaks play with the noob toys, alright? Because clearly I'm fairly certain the testers they have are good and competent and qualified. But I've just, from what I've heard through the grapevine and stuff, it's just like, they can be as good as they want, but it's kind of like Wargaming, just like, oh, that's nice. We're putting the tank in on Tuesday next week. Thanks for your info. We'll deal with it later if we need to. Good God. So, all right, that is all I have to say about the game, World of Tanks, Mountain Armor, and Era 2, and Awaken Mode. I'll give you a chance to like, subscribe, comment down below with what your thoughts and opinions, and then I'll give a brief summary of why I've been kind of MIA for a little bit here. Okay? Lord, I wonder how much this is going to cost after those tariffs. Why do you have to be such a good Mexican beer? You don't need no tequila or lime added to you. Just simply delicious beer. Alright. Well, if you're still here, it's the usual content creator stuff. Personal life is a bit rough right now, kind of complicated. One thing I can divulge, one of our cats, our eldest one, finally crossed the Rainbow Bridge. So, found out kind of rather suddenly. It was one of those things like she was kind of just a little absent there for some time, which was sort of nothing new as she was aging. And then she just kind of appeared one day for feeding and skin and bones. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then took her to the vet, lost her teeth, and it was downhill slide there. So the upside is we got her to the age of at least 12, maybe 13 years old, and then gave her a good home. And one of the cats we adopted for my dad after he passed. So it was doubly sad. Another part of my father gone. Then there were some other personal issues prior to that, and then exacerbated by it, that really pushed me into a depression. And I will give you some tidbit about myself in depression. When I get depressed, I just don't want to do anything fun. And my artistic skills, if you want to call my poor editing, mediocre gameplay, and, well, it's not art, but it's just creative and it's something to do. All that just really is crushed. Like, I don't like to drink alcohol. I don't like to go out. I don't like to do anything. Playing video games suddenly becomes like too much of something I'm not interested in. Like, so that was like that for the past month. And then the passing of our cat, that was sad, but it was a weight off my shoulders. And then some other things kind of got addressed, long process to get for that to heal. And then kind of distant family kind of got brought back up because the family member is not gonna be around for much longer. And it was like, oh, adulthood may have separated me from me, but I was kind of reflecting more on childhood, and they were a key part of my childhood. So it was like, all right, yeah, let's go visit our aunt. So yeah, that's it. Just why I've been taking almost 2 weeks to post anything, and just haven't done much, not even shorts. Things are getting better, but man, am I the only one who as an adult kind of like, yeah, the end of the year, just Christmas and New Year's are different now, not like they used to be for when we were kids. I was like, this is, why can't it, was like, yeah, uncomfortable and sometimes painful things seem to be happening more towards the end. So, yeah, everything is improving. We will get by. We will overcome. We will prevail. And we will fight them on the beaches and the shores and in the air. With Eeyore and Tigger. So that's about it. now that I've got this recorded, I'm gonna keep working on this video. Hope you guys keep your tracks on the ground and RNG's in your favor. Oh, and I will catch you in the next one. Will it be Helldivers 2 related? You decide in the comments below. If not, I'll find something. I'm working on the full gameplay review of Dredge and all its contacts. So, hope to see you in those videos. Goodbye.